Yeah, my first group experience was scary, but almost 40 years ago. And I got blindsided only because I got in the class late. I needed the class to graduate with 15 people in this classroom with a teacher that I barely knew. And I didn't know some of the students, and the ones I did know, it was just on a name basis. And the first hour and a half went horrible. I was out of my comfort zone. I didn't feel comfortable with the direction of the group. And thank goodness we took a break after an hour and a half. I went out in the hallway and I said, Greg, I don't know if I'm going back in. I went back in and tried to have a better open mind. And the second hour and a half went better than the first hour and a half. And then we had 27 more hours of group over the next 4 weeks. And it got better and better. And when we ended, it was the best educational experience that I ever had the pleasure of going through. And my last close to 10 groups came from church. Probably easier groups from the standpoint that the reason why we were there was a common belief in Jesus Christ and God, and that kind of formed the group, and everybody agreed on where we were going to go and where we wanted to get to. We start with prayer requests. And then basically we take a look at the lesson of that day. Sometimes, if there's a gap of 2 weeks, we meet every 2 weeks. I might take a couple key points and say, does anybody want to go back and talk about the last Reset series, number 5, that Ken did. But we spend most of the time with the current service and, getting out of the service in the morning and then rehashing it at 5 o'clock with people having different viewpoints. It really opens your mind into an area that you may say something in that group that I heard 5 or 6 hours before, but I really didn't look at it from another person's viewpoint. And that's what makes groups so special. And I guess my last thought was Pastor Chip did his 4th series on Reset a couple of weeks ago, and it was on communities. Right at the end of the sermon, in fact, maybe one of the last 2 things he said was, communities and people in general grow better in circles than in rows. And I had never heard it put that way, and I went, oh my goodness, that sounds like group. And then I went on to find out that there's currently 14 groups running with approximately 150 people involved, and we are growing in circles at the Church of the Nazarene, and that's a great way to go. God is not pleased with us to always play the safe road. And it's amazing how you look at things prospectively different as you grow older, based on things that you really didn't know or didn't hear or whatever. And I can understand, and there is some uncomfortableness and some uneasiness, but God wants us to get out of our own shadow and carry the faith. It's just like a muscle. You got to keep on honing your muscles, and then when you don't, you lose them. And I think that's a great example of that too.